In this video, I will explain the core scheduling functions of the labor scheduling spreadsheet for Microsoft Excel Retailers version. We are currently viewing the assignments sheet, which is accessible from the Staffing Assignments group in the ribbon by clicking on the Assignments button. The assignments sheet is divided up into several sections. On the left, we have a list of employees and their associated roles. This list can be sorted either by name or by role. In the central section, we have the assignments for each employee, starting on the left with Sunday, running through Saturday on the right. In the next section, we have a summary of the total hours that each employee has been assigned for the week. And in the rightmost section, we have a color key that explains the color coding for the assignments in the central section, and a cell drill down window, which will be covered in further detail as we proceed with this demonstration. Let's begin to make some assignments. Looking at the central section of the assignment sheet, we can see that most of our assignments are colored in green. The staffing key on the right tells us that green assignments are correctly staffed. So, for example, looking at the cashier assignments on Monday, they are colored green, so we know that we have the correct number of cashiers at all points during our operating hours. However, if we look across at Tuesday, we can see the cashier assignments are colored in blue. This means we are understaffed cashiers on Tuesday. Let's make an additional assignment of Bill Durham, the cashier, to work on Tuesday. By placing the cursor in the Tuesday From cell that intersects with Bill Durham, we can see in the Cell Insight window on the right the exact shortfall that we need to cover on Tuesday. The green zeros show us that we are correctly staffed from 9 AM until 5 PM. But we have a shortfall in cashiers for the 6 to 7 hour, the 7 to 8 hour, and the 8 to 9 hour. So let's assign Bill Durham to fill that shortfall. Using the drop-down, we can select his start time as 6 PM, and moving across, we can select his end time as 9 PM. We see now that on Tuesday, our cashiers are correctly staffed, and over on the right in the Insight window, we have correct staffing for all hours of our operating schedule. Let's look at a couple of other scenarios that can arise. If instead of starting Bill at 6 PM, I had set his start time at 5 PM, we would have had an overstaffed situation. And you can see in the Insight window to the right that we have one more cashier than we really need in the 5 PM to 6 PM slot. I could solve this in a couple of ways. In this case, I'm actually going to have John Armstrong finish at 5 PM and still have Bill Durham start at 6. There is another situation that can happen from time to time. It's relatively rare, but is worth pointing out. If instead of correcting John Armstrong's time from 9 AM to 5 PM, I had left it at 6 PM, and thought that I could reduce the overstaffing by changing Bill Durham's hours to have him finish work at 8 PM, I would now have the correct number of cashier hours for the day as a whole, but they would be incorrectly distributed throughout the day. If we look over at the Insight window, we can see that in the 5 to 6 PM hour we have one more cashier than we need, and in the 8 to 9 PM hour we have one fewer cashiers than we need. This is indicated in the scheduling spreadsheet by an orange assignment color, indicating that we have incorrect distribution. It can be fixed, as we did before, simply by correcting the schedule until we have the correct staffing at every hour of our operating hours. That concludes this review of the assignments sheet of the labor scheduling template for Microsoft Excel. Please see additional videos in this series for details on how to manage employee availability, how to work with auto-scheduling, and how to save your completed schedule for publication on the web.